What's going on, guys? It's your boy Ferg here, coming at you with another deck profile. But before I get into this, guys, let me just remind you, you need to start supporting each other. It's a children's card game. There's no need to bring your egos into the card shop when you're trying to just have fun. If this is your lifestyle, that's all you. But man, don't bring others down because you just feel like it, alright? But other than that, support each other, support life, I guess, and support Ferg YGO. But other than that, let's get into this Marincess deck profile, shall we? Alrighty, guys, 40 card main deck, 15 card extra deck, which is really tough to build sometimes. I have choices tuned to my playstyle. And yeah, and this is for Photon Hypernova pre-release, pre-Banlist, since the Banlist just came out 2 days ago. This was from Friday last week. I apologize. I've been so busy, as you can see. I just barely got out of the ER, other stuff. I'm fine. It's okay. But 40, 15, 15. Tuned to my playstyle. I'm probably gonna make some changes here soon. I saw some stuff last night scrolling through the interwebs. Keep your eyes peeled, but I also have other decks I'm working on, and I need to really just focus on like one or two, not five or six. But without further ado, guys, let's get into this. Starting off, it is pretty basic to start off with. We are doing 3 blue tang, 3 seahorse. Oh, I didn't sort that correctly. 3 spring girl. Remove that. I'm only doing 2 Pascalis. That's just my preference, as I said. I'm doing 1 Sleepy Maiden and 1 Mandarin. This is my monster lineup. For those who don't know, most of this is a 1-card combo. You can do a 1-card combo with Blue Tang, do a 1-card combo with Seahorse, or a Spring Girl. Not so much Pascalis or the other two. So what Blue Tang does, when it's normal or special summoned, it will send a Marincess monster from deck to grave. Foolish Burials are always great, especially when it goes into its link monsters. When it's linked off, what it does is it mills the top 3 of your deck. And if there's a Marincess card, you can choose one or more Marincess cards. You can choose one of those Marincess cards as it at hand, and then shuffle the other 2 back into your deck. Seahorse. What this does is that it special summons to a zone a Marincess monster points to. There's a grave effect. I will be honest with you. I never use it. Probably explains why I do so bad with it. Marincess Spring Girl. What it does, you can banish a card, a Marincess monster from your graveyard, special summon it. And then if this is used for a link material, you can banish or mill the top of your deck up to the number of Marincess monsters you control. And each Marincess card that you mill, you burn your opponent for 200, which is great in time. We love those Gaga Cowboy-esque effects, right? We also love losing to Gaga Cowboy, and no, I don't play it. Strictly water. Everything has to be water. Marincess Pascalis. When it's normal or special summoned, you can special summon a Marincess monster from your hand. And then graveyard effect, the turn after it was sent to graveyard, you can banish it and add a Marincess spell or trap from grave to hand. Sleepy Maiden. What you do is you can target one of your Marincess monsters that you control. It special summons itself. So link climbing, even better. Or if it's in the graveyard, I think if it's in the graveyard, I don't use that second effect that often. I don't really ever see it in my hand, to be honest. So it can attach itself and it gives that monster an extra effect. Attaches itself to another Marincess monster. Mandarin, what this does, it's just another utility, another body. It can special summon if itself you control 2 or more Marincess monsters from hand or grave. And then once it leaves the field after you use that effect, it's banished. And then for spells, we have the 2 dive, the 1 battle ocean, the 1 wave, and then the 3 Cynet mining to round off the Marincess portion of it. Marincess slash Cybers, yada yada yada. Marincess dive, what it does is it special summons a Marincess monster from grave, or if you already have Battle Ocean on field, you can special summon it from deck. Great climbing. Battle Ocean, anytime you summon a Link 3 or higher Marincess monster, it will attach 3 different Link monsters from your grave, different Marincess Link monsters from your grave to that monsters with different names, and it gives it an extra 600 attack per monster, plus the bonus 200 for the actual filled spell. So that's an extra 2,000. Marincess Wave, it's an archetype, infinite impermanence. If I control a Link 3 or higher, I can use it from hand. And then my water monsters on field are unaffected for the rest of the turn. And it negates an opponent's monster. And then Cynet Mining, I'm sure if you've seen Math Mech, if you've seen Salamangreat, or other deck profiles, pitch a card, search a Marincess monster, level 4 or lower. That's it for the Marincess portion. There are many different engines you can play in this. You can play the frogs, nettles, and the sharks. I play the 2 shark, the 1 angler, and the 2 silent sea nettle. This might be swapped out for the new level 4 that just came out in Photon Hypernova, because I believe it negates some more. Bishark can be used as a level 4 for the summon of a number monster, which we do play Silent Stealth Kraken. My apologies. We play Stealth Kraken, which I typically use this mostly for link climbing anyway, because most of your Marincess monsters only care about water, except I believe it's Coral Triangle that does care about Marincess, but this is mostly for the Argonaut. Silence, and all these can be summoned from hand if you control a water monster. Each one of them. And then this is the last one you want to summon from hand, because after you do it, you can't special summon from hand anymore. And then this one, when it's in grave, you can banish it and shuffle, I think, up to 3 water monsters from your grave into your deck for recursion. So next is like the hand traps and other board breaker-esque cards. We do 1 Called by the Grave. Well, I do 1 Called by the Grave, 3 DD Crow, 3 Ash, 3 Bell, 3 Imperm, and 2 Triple Tactics Talents. Most Marincess players are really divided when it comes to Triple Tactics Talents. Either you play the Talents or you play the Pot of Desires. I despise Pot of Desires, so I won't play it, because my luck, I always get Pot of Desires off Pot of Desires. I'm so sick of it, so I just play Triple Tactics Talents. With Kashtira coming into format and all these other decks, you're going to be able to use it. Or Triple Tactics Thrust. I don't have that card. That card's expensive. No. And honestly, the rest of this, or the package, can be the Abyss Sharks and the Nettles. That all can be swapped out for whatever you feel like you want to use. I'm not entirely sure what our hand traps or board breakers are going to be in the upcoming format, but anything works. And like I said, 40 card main, and then we're going to go on to the extra deck. An extra deck is always super tight. There's very few cards you can change. I'm sure some Marincess players are going to see this. They're going to look at me like, hey, yo, Ferg, why? You'll see. So for the Marincess monsters, I play 2 Slug, 2 Angel, 2 Anemone, 1 Triangle, 1 Rock, 1 Reef, and 1 Argonaut. So their effects, this will grab a Marincess monster from grave, add it back to hand, then it locks you into water. So your blue Tang sends, you go into this, grab it back, usually Seahorse. Sea Angel searches a Marincess spell, so your Battle Ocean or your Dive. This summons a water monster that is 1500 or less attack from your grave to your field. And then that also locks you into water. When this leaves the field, you can add a Marincess from grave to hand. Marincess Coral Triangle. Discard a Marincess monster, search a Marincess trap. We only play Marincess Wave. There are a couple more, but they're not worth mentioning. Marbled Rock. Summon it out. You can grab a Marincess card, and even Marincess cards. So your traps, spells, or monsters. Add it to your hand. Add one to hand. And I believe there's a. And if my opponent declares an attack, I can activate the effect where I don't take any battle damage. And this card isn't destroyed. Bubble Reef. Each standby phase, opponents and ours, banish a water monster from grave, draw a card. This is your big beater. Especially with the ocean on field. It comes out to 4,600. Usually for summoning out, you're trying to go for game. The Aqua Argonaut. This is our spell trap negator. When it's equipped with monsters, you can special summon a monster that's equipped to it, negate a spell or trap or effect. So 2 link 4s, 2 link 3s, 2 link 2s, 4 link 1s. I feel this deck's going to have a lot more potential now that tier elements are gone. Glad, by the way. I've only played against a few different people. I lost to a tier player at the tournament. Continuing on, I play one last Link monster, and it's my friend here, the World Sea Dragon Zealantis. Other players play the Splash Mage, others play Area. I play neither of them. I want to do more. I want to keep fighting. I know that they help you, but I'm stubborn. Splash Mage also locks you into Cybers, which kind of kills me into wanting to go into Sea Serpent, into Zealantis as a Sea Serpent. So what Zealantis does, when it's summoned, you can banish it and all monsters on the field and then summon them back. Now, what that means for Marincess, since we're waterlocked due to Blue Slug and Coral Anemone, you're the one summoning them back. And what that means is that you can't summon back non-waters. So if you're playing against Gashtira, you're playing against anything else, well, they're not coming back. Because you can't summon them back because you're locked. Which is great, and this is also a 2500 beat stick. The other effect is, if it's co-linked, you can destroy up to that many monsters when you attack. And then I play 4 Xyz monsters. We can still play Toad. The Abyss Dweller. I might swap this out. I really got to see how the format shapes out. I don't think we're nearly like graveyard reliant as we were last format, but I could be wrong. Tell me in the comments. I'm ready for criticism. Stealth Kraken. Like I told you, Abyss Shark can go into it. Its effect is you can target a monster on the field. It turns all waters a monster. So goes in lock. Great. Don't detach. To activate the effect to destroy opponent's monster, they take half of its attack. It's great. Its detach effect is summoning smaller Stealth Krakens. But we don't play those. The extra deck is super tight, as you can see. Bahamut Shark goes into Toad, Omnigate, so on and so forth. 15 card extra deck, and again, I will always say this, you can tune it to however you want to play. I won't be upset, it's okay. And then now we're going to go on to the side deck. This is how I felt we should have played. 3 Dimension Barrier. 3 Goes in Match. I wasn't sure if we were going to see a Kashtira player. Our locals is very broad horizoned when it comes to people playing decks. You won't see more than 1 or 2 of the same deck. And like I said, we only had the 1 tier player. I play 3 Nib, the 1 Duster, Ah, crap. 2 Cyclone, I just dropped the other one, I promise. And then the 3 evenly matched. Kashtira, hate. Game hate. Also, Kashtira hate. Back row. Because I know that we do have another Labyrinth player besides me. And then evenly matched is just going to be a fantastic card this format. So, 15 cards, 40 cards, 15 cards. That's just how I'm tuned to the deck. Like I said, I do have plans to make some changes to this deck. The Ice Jade stuff is coming out. Going to have some more support in Cyberstorm Access. I've been reading into the new cards. I want to see what they do. It's possible that we might be transitioning into a synchro style deck because it's all water. But let me know what you think. Tell me if that's a good idea, if that's a bad idea. I'm open to any criticism. But guys, thank you. I appreciate you for watching this profile. Remember to comment, like, subscribe, all that other YouTube algorithm stuff. And please keep supporting me. I do appreciate you guys. This has been Ferg. You guys have yourselves a great day. And I'll talk to you later. Peace.